To optimize your camera for taking pictures indoors or in low lit situations, I highly recommend using the program mode. You might need to use the flash, in which case you'll want to know more about flash exposure compensation. You'll want to set the ISO, and as always, set the proper white balance. Let's get started by setting the camera's program mode. Turn your mode dial to the letter P. Much like the auto mode, the program mode will set both the shutter speed and aperture for you. However, it'll give you control over functions such as ISO and white balance. Since indoor situations sometimes have very little light, you might need to use the camera's flash. However, remember that the flash is really only good for about 10 feet, no more than that. If your subject is farther away than 10 feet, don't bother using the flash. You're better off not using it at all. To use the flash, simply move the flash switch right here. Now with the flash popped up, press the flash button right over here to access the flash function. Then use the control dial to choose the proper function. You don't want to use auto flash, you want to set the flash to on. Then press the flash button or give it a second to go away. If you're going to use the flash, you'll want to know about the flash exposure compensation. Press the function button right here to access the function menu, and then use the up and down navigation buttons to move down to the flash exposure compensation function right there. Now use the control dial to move around. I first recommend taking your picture with this set to 0. Then you'll know whether the flash strength needs to be increased or decreased. Once this is set properly, press the set button to escape. Now let's go ahead and set your ISO. Press the up navigation or ISO button right here. Now use the control dial to move this setting around. Initially, I recommend sticking to auto ISO. This will do a really good job in choosing the proper ISO for you. However, if you're in very, very low light and you need a faster shutter speed because you're not able to handhold the camera, you'll need to increase the ISO. As you can see, my auto ISO can only choose an ISO setting between 80 and 1600, but the camera can go up to 3200 or even more. So if I'm in a very low light situation and I don't want to use the flash, I'll increase the ISO all the way up to 3200 or even 6400. Keep in mind, the higher the ISO, the more grainy or noisy the image will be. Once you have the ISO set, go ahead and press the set button to escape. Now let's go ahead and set the proper white balance. Press the function button to access the function menu and use the up and down navigation buttons to access the white balance function. Now use the control dial to choose the right option for you. If you're indoors, most likely the lighting situation is tungsten. However, yours might be different. You can see the result on the screen as you choose the different options. So choose the one that best suits your needs. Then go ahead and press set to escape. Now with the camera properly set, place the focusing square over your subject. Press the shutter button halfway to lock focus on the subject. Once the camera has indicated that the focus is locked with the green square, you can maintain the shutter button pressed halfway to keep that locked position, recompose the image, and then press the shutter button the rest of the way to take the shot.